Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Apophis here, and welcome back to Apophis Tech and Reviews. Have you ever had an experience where you bought something online and it's totally not what you were expecting? You were so excited and you were waiting for so long on this particular item, and when you receive it, it just wasn't entirely what you thought it was, or maybe it's not even entirely what you ordered. This is Hermes, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But before we get into this video, please do consider subscribing and liking this video. And if you subscribe to my channel, don't forget to turn on the bell to get updated on future content. I am already at 51 subscribers. I'm so grateful. My end goal this year, on the end of the year, is trying to get to 100 subscribers. So please, if you could make that happen, that would make me a very happy man. Now, before we get into the thing that I got from Hermes, I want to thank you all for the 50 subscribers. It's amazing that you just watch me. I never would have thought that I would get to that point, so I'm very grateful for that. But now, without further ado and without further delay, let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing I noticed when I received my Hermes packaging, I've been buying designer for quite a while now, and you know, the feeling, the quality of the package, the quality of the box is next level. Like, if you compare this to a Louis Vuitton or Dior, Hermes is like a little bit more up than those brands. You know, you have Gucci, you have Prada, you have Louis Vuitton, you have Dior, and then you have brands like Chanel, Hermes, and Hermes is like considered one of the top luxury lines in the world, one of the top luxury brands in the world, and that's the reason why I think they can act like this. In modern day and age, customer service is very important for your brand image. Like, if customers are not satisfied, they probably won't even return and buy from your brand again. And for brands with a lot of sales like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, those sales are very important to them. And the way how they treat their customers reflects on how they handle their customer support. So if, for example, I recently damaged my Louis Vuitton wallet. I reached out to them by email, and the next day I got a reply. Yeah, you can come to Brussels. You can. We will check the legitimacy of the item, and we will send it out to Paris or to other factories if it's a legit item to verify and then to be repaired. So, like, in just one day, I got a response on how to fix my wallet, which is insane. Like, I've never had such a fast customer service that Louis Vuitton did for me. If you're thinking about buying Hermes, be careful, because there are a lot of stuff you don't know about the brand, and there was a lot of stuff when I initially ordered my first custom belt. I didn't know anything about the brand. Like, I just thought it was a nice thing to have. I always have been wanting an Hermes belt, a 32mm custom Hermes belt. But because before they didn't do that. Before, you only had standard options, you know, orange and black, a blue and gray and stuff like, just the basic colorways. But now Hermes, if you go to their website, you can customize your own belt. Like, it says compose your own belt. You can choose the reversible belt. You get the reversible belt, and that costs around $357 or $75. Without the buckle, without custom insignia. If you pick up, you can choose then a buckle, and you can choose custom insignia if you want to. So I did that. I will show right now on the top right corner what I ordered initially. So I ordered the green and red colorway. The size, I picked size 70 because, you know, my waist isn't large. This 80mm, 40mm Christian Dior belt is actually too big for me. Like, this was 85, I think, and I had to puncture a hole, a second and a third hole in order for the belt to fit. Still very happy with this. There is actually a funny story behind this Christian Dior belt. I initially first ordered my custom Hermes belt, and I knew that, you know, it would take 4 to 6 weeks or 8 weeks in order to, and that's the thing with Hermes. If you buy a belt like this, do count in that you have to wait at least 4 to 6 weeks before you actually receive your item. And of course, I was impatient. I really wanted a designer belt, so I went for this beautiful Christian Dior belt. And it was actually a replacement for my Hermes belt. I mean, replacement before it came into my house. And I'm still very happy with this purchase. I'm not so happy with that purchase, but I will explain later in this video. Okay, now I was saying, I bought my first custom Hermes belt on the 27th of April, and I received my order. We're now the 9th of June. I received it at the 6th of June, 2022. Now, that's about around 6 weeks that I had to wait. I was so excited when I received the package. It was beautifully packaged, of course. Like, it was a custom carton box with the Hermes, Bienvenue à Hermes, written on the top. It's just all about the details, right? With Louis Vuitton, it's the same thing. When you order something online from Louis Vuitton, you get a carton box, which is engraved, I mean, embossed or whatever. It's printed on the box. Just the outer box. Then we're not talking about the branded boxes, but we're talking about the outer box with Louis Vuitton on the flap, which is, you know, a nice detail if you feel extra special when you unbox a designer item. And that was the same thing with the Hermes. So everything was fine. Like, I got these custom envelopes. So one of them has my receipt, I think. This one has my receipt in it. Of course, I selected to hide the price on the invoice, because obviously it's gonna make me sick if I think back on it. I know what I paid for it, and it's yeah. So this is actually what I ordered. I'm gonna cover my address. So as you can see, it says customizable reversible leather strap, 35mm, rouge de coeur, et vert anglais. Reference size 70, personalized product. So it means that I, you know, told them to emboss my insignia, the LG, for my first and last name, and then custom symbol, the Hermes horse, as the personalized thing. They would have embossed it into the belt, and then of course shipping costs, which is like $10. So the belt is 660 ish, around that price, 660 euros. So in dollars, it's gonna be more expensive. If you want to buy an Hermes product in the US, you can easily look at $1,000 for a belt. So unfortunately, for me, it's cheaper. I mean cheaper, but yeah, if you want to buy these things in the US, you're gonna spend at least $800 to $1,000 on a belt like that. So quick notice before you buy something like this, do realize that prices depend on the country you live in, so it's completely dependable on which country you live in. Okay, so that's the thing that I got. This is the receipt. That was totally fine. There was nothing wrong with that. And then of course, we are delighted to send this exclusive product personalized for you in our atelier. Right, this is the card that I received. And I was very excited because, you know, when you get this, I could have ordered a normal Hermes belt. I could have ordered just a simple, plain, in-stock Hermes belt, but I didn't want to, because once you buy something Hermes, you know, I think it's important to personalize it to your own liking, because at the end you spend a hell lot of more money than on a Louis Vuitton or a Gucci or Dior. So I think my thinking process was like, yeah, then I better customize it for the same money, because it's not, you know, the normal Hermes belts do range from 695 to you know, 700, 800. The 38mm belts, or the 35mm. I don't remember. I think the bigger size is 35mm, and the normal size is 32. Don't shoot me dead if I'm wrong with this, but I believe it is. I think the biggest one is 38 or 35, and the smallest one, like I got, is 32. you can order these belts online, and the normal non-leather belts gonna set you back like $500 for a fabric belt instead of a leather belt. So that's around 500 euros, probably around $700 in the US, or 600, something like that. So I was very excited when I read this. I thought they got my order right, and I was very excited. What a disappointment when I opened the box. And then the third thing I got is this envelope with a custom message. I always do this. I did it with my Louis Vuitton dress shoes. I did it with my Louis Vuitton wallet. I did it with my Dior belt. I always write a custom message to myself. I don't know why I did it, but you know, if it's included in the price, then why not make the most use of it, right? So I let Hermes print this on the envelope. It says new belt. Also, the carton that they use for these things, like, it feels so much more premium than any envelope, even though it's just normal carton or paper, whatever it is, and it just feels great. And oh, that embossed Hermes symbol on the envelope, like, it feels so, you know, premium. Louis Vuitton doesn't do this, Versace doesn't do this, Dior doesn't do this, but it's a nice touch. I really like this a lot. It's the same thing with you know, designer headphones, Bang & Olufsen, Bowers & Wilkins, and stuff like that. You know, you pay for all the little details, and it's the same thing with fashion. Unfortunately, I mean, unfortunately, it's normal, but yeah. All right, so that's what. Those are all the accessories that come with it. Now let's get into the belt. So, beautiful box. It feels premium. Like, if I would compare this to a Louis Vuitton box is nice to unbox, but you know, it's just normal carton. Like, it's nothing special. But with this, you know, the detail, the finishing work on their boxes, it's next level, and you know that you're purchasing a brand that is more high in the ranking of designer brands. You know, Hermes is one of the most expensive and most exclusive brands in the world. But without further ado, the moment you've all been waiting for. I've already seen the belt. I've already worn it, unfortunately, because you know, I'm not gonna return it with all the hassle. But I will get into that later into the video. But let's get first into the unboxing. You get this beautiful embossed Hermes ribbon. You know, you get this with every designer brand. You get this with Dior, you get this with Louis Vuitton, you get this with Hermes. Obviously, it's just standard. Then when we open the box, you are greeted with a little pouch. And this is the pouch where they get your buckle in, where they put your buckle in, alright? So you open it, like, the Hermes pouches just do feel more premium than the Dior dust bags or any dust bag in general. The Hermes dust bags feel much more premium than you know, the fabric Dior pouches or Louis Vuitton pouches. It's just, you know, the fabric is just much more premium, and that's why you're paying for it as well. So let's put that aside. And then you have this beautiful buckle. I picked the ore buckle, the gold buckle. I can actually not tell if it is yellow gold or rose gold, because I mean, you know, the color, it's like, I don't know. And then you have this beautiful Hermes insignia engraved into the buckle, right there. There we go. And then on the back side, you have a text that says, hold up, let me focus on that. Wait, there we go. There it says made in France, and then you have your serial number. This buckle is 100% legit. I checked it, so very fun. Also quite heavy. If I compare this with my Christian Dior buckle, from my belt right here, like, the weight, even though this is a 40 millimeter buckle, right? This is a 32 millimeter buckle. If you feel the weight, like, if this was the size as this thing as this buckle, oh man, that would be heavy. This is not the 18 karat gold one, because usually in the past, I think like 10, 20 years ago, Hermes belts were more expensive than just a couple hundreds, you know, around $700-800. They were more expensive than that. Usually Hermes belts were in that time like 2 grand, 3 grand, 4 grand. But the belt buckle was made out of 18 karat yellow or rose or solid white gold, which is insane. Nowadays you can find these buckles online on eBay, the same gold buckles, and they sell for $10,000-$20,000. It's insane. But yeah, in the past Hermes used to do that, which is kind of insane when you think about it. Who would need a buckle that is made out of 18 karat solid gold? Not me. Okay, so let's get back into the review. There we go. Then you get this beautiful, it's just normal paper. Actually, I should have thrown this away already. And you get another beautiful Hermes dust bag. And that's the thing, I can speak, like, I'm very happy with the packaging. Like, I love unboxing experiences, and this one has definitely been, even though it's not what I ordered, it's still a nice experience overall. Alright, so this is the thing where they got it wrong. As you can see, the colorway is totally wrong. Like I said, I ordered the green and red colorway. This is a blue and pink colorway. Do you see me wear pink? Like, that's just ridiculous. And for a belt at this price, to mess up an order like that, that's just ridiculous. That's just, you know, I could have bought like 2 Gucci belts or 1 Louis Vuitton belt and maybe a second-hand, a used Gucci belt for the same price as this leather belt goes for. Speaking of which, okay, I do admit and I do see the difference in quality between the Dior belt and this Hermes belt. Like, the stitching on this belt, it feels different as well. Like, the leather on this belt doesn't feel plastic. It feels 100% leather. Like, if you compare the leather on my Christian Dior belt, it feels plasticky, it feels rubberized, it feels not 100% leather. And it's probably not 100% leather. But with Hermes, you buy leather, if you buy leather goods from Hermes, you will know they use the best leather in the world. Like, period. And that's why Hermes is so expensive. That's why Hermes is so exclusive. Because, you know, not a lot of people can afford this, unfortunately. Because they're beautiful products, don't get me wrong. And here's when it comes to customer experiences and after sales stuff. Because I contacted the customer service at Hermes, I called them, they didn't pick up. I sent them an email twice, they didn't respond at all. Like I said, with Louis Vuitton, I sent them a message, an email, saying that my wallet is damaged and it needs repairs. And they say, yeah, sure. Within 1 day, they responded, no problem, sir. You can come to one of our local boutiques in Brussels or wherever you are, in Antwerp, doesn't matter. And we will check the legitimacy of the product. Then we will send it over to Spain or Paris or whatever, where they produce the wallet. And then they will check it and then they will repair it. Obviously, I need to pay for that. But, you know, thing is, they responded within a day. Hermes, I think I sent my first email to them to see where my order was, because, you know, it already was 4 weeks, and they said it would arrive between week 4 and week 6 to 8 something. So I was wondering, they didn't give me any updates, so I was like wondering, where is my order, where is it, how far is the order going? And then I received the mail, your order is finally ready, sir. And I was so excited because, you know, I've been looking forward to this belt for, you know, so long. 6 weeks waiting for a simple leather belt. That's a long of waiting time. And to receive the wrong color and the wrong size. Look at this thing. It's 120 centimeters long. Like, I ordered size 70. And this is not size 70. You're not gonna fool me to say that this is size 70. This is not size 70. That's the second issue that I have with this belt. Like, it doesn't matter if the quality is good. It doesn't matter if, you know, the finishing is good. It doesn't matter if the buckle is right. Because that's the thing that they got right. This is the exact buckle that I ordered with my green and red belt. But the belt is completely wrong. Like, I never ordered pink. I've never ordered blue. Okay, the blue I can wear with a lot of stuff. But the pink has limits. Like, I can only... Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with wearing pink as a guy. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, pink is a color, especially this light pink color, you can only wear with white stuff, like maybe a white dress pants, a white suit, or a pink suit, or something that is, summer vibe, that gives summer vibes, something that is, if I would wear this with this pant, it would look okayish, but that's the thing. Okay, red and green is still ugly in some people's opinion, but red and green is still much more versatile in terms of wearing stuff with black pants, with blue pants, with tan pants, with white pants. It's much more versatile than pink. Like, if you would have picked any color, Hermes, why would you send me a pink belt? Maybe it's just their mistake. Maybe they sent me the wrong belt and it wasn't on purpose. But what I think is that since I contacted Hermes like a couple of weeks ago to ask how far my order went, they just like, okay, this guy is impatient, we will just ship a random belt to this guy, and he's gonna be happy nonetheless because it's still, at the end, it's still a legitimate Hermes product. And that's the thing what I'm sticking in my head. In the end, they did send me a belt. They didn't scam me. They still sent me a belt with the same quality, the same finishing, and it comes with the same heritage as the brand, what the brand stands for, but it's not what I ordered. And what I think is because I bought so many designer stuff in the past that I, kind of can let it slide, I will still order Hermes. The brand has such, and that comes to the second part of this video. I know this video is getting long, but I just want to get it out there. If you're thinking about buying your first Hermes item, this was my first ever designer experience. If this was my first ever designer purchase, I would just completely quit it and never buy anything designer again. Because if this was my first experience, like I spent $700, almost 700 euros on a belt. Almost, like, okay. But 700 euros for a belt, right? You expect it to be at least what you ordered. Maybe the size is wrong, I don't care. But at least, or maybe they couldn't make it. Maybe my colorway was too difficult for them to produce on time. And but then you should let your customer know, like, dear Mr. Gerards, like, we cannot produce the order that you ordered. Would you like something else? Would you like us to send you a different type of belt? It might not be the thing that you order, but at least you will get a belt from us. That would be a much nicer way to say that, you screwed up, right? Than just sending a random belt to me and expecting me to be happy with it. Okay, I don't mind because it's still at the end a legitimate product. But if this was my first ever experience with a designer brand, I don't think I would return to Hermes. And that's the second part of this thing. They don't care. In the end, they don't care about you. You're nothing to them. And that's the thing. To Dior, to Louis Vuitton, to Gucci, they make more sales than Hermes does in a year. So that's why their customer service is very important, because otherwise they will lose a bunch of customers and that will drop their sales. But Hermes doesn't care about that. Hermes is still a family-owned brand, and it's still such an exclusive brand. And even those people with money cannot buy themselves simply into that brand. And the thing is, you need to buy yourself into the brand in order to get the respect from Hermes, in order to get... and I think that's a wrong thing to do. But I think Hermes is the only brand that can get away with this in 2022, to treat their customers like this. I have read things online, I've read reviews, terrible experiences in boutiques when they walk in. They're being judged, they're being laughed at like they can't afford it, like they don't deserve to afford it. Yeah, literally, some of the sales people in Hermes boutiques sometimes look at people and they think you don't deserve to afford that, even though they can afford that. I'm not gonna sell to you because you don't deserve it. That says a lot about your ego and what the brand stands for. And I think that's the same thing what happened to me, because I was impatient, because I sent them a message, an email to their customer service like, hey, where is my order? I mean, when do you think it's gonna be delivered? And they probably were like, okay, this guy is impatient, we'll just ship him a random belt and he's gonna be happy. And in the end, they were right, because it's not gonna prevent me from buying any more Hermes. Like, I'm still gonna buy Hermes. Like, and there are gonna be, and that's the thing, there are a lot of people, just because Hermes has such a big impact into this world, just because Hermes is such a big name, they don't care, because they know they have such a high clientele of people. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. Celebrities, non-celebrities, rich people, wealthy people, because, normal people will not buy Hermes. Like, that's just the thing. And for those who do, and they get a bad experience, they don't care. They don't care. If you're not happy with your product, it's your problem. I think that's how they think. When I saw reviews on Birkin bags and Kelly bags and everything that has to do with Hermes, like, everything comes down to how the salespeople feel at that moment, and it depends from day to day. And if they're happy, they might sell to you. If they aren't happy, they won't sell to you. It's just as simple as that. If you have $50,000 laying around for a Kelly or a Birkin, right? And you walk into an Hermes boutique and you ask, hey, can I see a Birkin? They will show it to you, what they have, but they won't sell it to you because you didn't purchase already $20,000, $30,000 in Hermes products before. You don't have a name at the brand, so you're not important. Same thing with the belt. Like, if I send an email to Hermes like, yeah, this belt is totally wrong, they won't care. They're probably not gonna respond to me because, it's just my first purchase. I should be happy that I'm even allowed to purchase a belt like this. That's how I think that they operate, how they think. The brand has such an ego. Like, our products are so good that you should be happy that you are allowed to wear that product. You should be happy that we at least send a belt to you. We could not send you a belt and just kept the money. But of course that would be terrible, because that would mean that they would scam me and that would, ruin their whole brand image. But at least they send me a belt, and that's, I think, how they think. Don't correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, or write as well. I want everyone to you who have previously purchased something from Hermes to share your experience down in the comments. I'm very interested in reading the good, the bad, and the ugly. It doesn't matter. Just be honest with me. What are your experiences at the Hermes store or at the online store, and from customer experience? It doesn't matter. Just share your experience with me. I'm very interested in seeing what I should do. Should I keep the belt? Should I buy a new one? To replace, to get the belt that I initially ordered and wait another 6 weeks? Or should I go to Hermes in Brussels or in Antwerp and get that fixed and solve that? I have no clue. So please let me know what I should do. I am kind of speechless. I'm kind of don't know what to do right now with this. But I think this video is getting pretty long, I can see. But I just want to say that I think that is how Hermes operates and how they view themselves. They view themselves as the upper end luxury brand. And yeah, that's why I think they can act like this. Because I've never seen any brand act the way that they act. Like, not respond to customer service emails, not respond to phone calls, and just, it was terrible. Like, honestly, you would expect, when you call a boutique or or something, to at least pick up and help you. Doesn't matter if it's an online purchase. It doesn't matter if it's an in-boutique purchase. Just be there for your customers. In the end, it's your customers that make your brand a success. But that's the thing with Hermes. They have such a high profile customer base that you, as a normal end consumer, maybe maybe you're just a normal person, maybe you're a wealthy person, but if you don't have a name at Hermes, they won't help you. That's just the way I view it, the way I see it, the way that I interpret all the bad reviews, all the bad comments, all the bad videos on YouTube. If you don't have a name at Hermes, you don't mean anything to them. So yeah, that was my experiences at Hermes and the experiences of buying the belt. I will show you the belt right now. I'm quite happy with it, even though it is not the colorway that I ordered. So this is a 40mm Christian Dior belt. I think that this belt is more versatile than the Hermes belt because it has a black and blue colorway, but the blue is not too in your face. I like this belt, but it's, you know, it's not Hermes, right? Alright, so first of all, this belt is way too big, so I had to puncture a hole into the belt myself. So I think I'm just gonna keep it. Like, at this point, I do not want to, you know, go through the trouble and go to Hermes, waste fuel or electricity, because my car is electric. I do not want to do that and then just get a no, we cannot do anything for you, and then I have to, you know, I don't want to spend money on that. So this is the blue colorway of the belt. And on this tan pants, the tan colored pants, it does look quite good. I think this blue can be worn on black pants, white pants, tan pants, green pants. I think it would look great. Like, in general, this is a very versatile color and you can wear it with a lot of stuff. There we go. Like, this is just class, right? Okay, I do think that I can rock these colors. There we go. But as you can see, you'll know the length of the belt, like I showed you, is just way too long. But it looks good. It looks the part, as it should, and it makes you feel like $1,000,000. Now let's try the other colorway. There we go. This is ridiculous. This is literally ridiculous. I don't like even if you have a big waist, you know, even if you have a big waist, like, I don't understand why you would need a belt this size. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna question it. Now let's try the pink colorway. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this colorway. You know, a part of me just wants to like it, you know, just because there's no other option. And a part of me thinks now that I'm a femboy, you know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with boys wearing pink. Don't get me wrong. Don't shoot me down in the comments that I'm saying I'm a feminist, and I'm stereotypical, thinking that boys shouldn't wear pink. I'm not. But I just think that this looks way too female for my liking. Although it would work on, for example, a white pants with a white suit, with a white jacket, or a green suit maybe with the pink. That would actually be nice. I do believe that would be a good combination, but you know, it's not as versatile as red or green. Red or green is still, in my opinion, more versatile. But I do like the belt. All right, let's switch to the blue colorway, and let's finish the video because, you know, it's a long video. I'm very sorry. But it needed to be said. I needed to vent out what I think about this brand in general. It won't stop me from buying from them. Like, obviously, I'm gonna buy more belts. I'm gonna buy scarves, probably cufflinks, because, you know, still at the end of the day, it's a brand that deserves all the status and credit it gets. It's still one of the most exclusive brands in the world. And yeah, in the end, you know, they do produce good quality products. You cannot say anything against that. So that's why I, you know, forgive them for this flaw. But who am I to forgive them? No, they should forgive me for, being impatient, right? They should forgive me for asking them, or even contacting them, that I, received the wrong order. They should forgive me because, I'm still a peasant that doesn't, deserve to wear Hermes, right? I mean, that's sometimes how I think they think when I heard people talking about their bag experiences. If they walk into the store, they are constantly being judged. They're being mocked. Not all people, right? If you have a purchase history at Hermes and they know you for like 5-10 years, they're not gonna treat you that way. But if it's your first Hermes experience, yeah, they will judge you. They will, think of you like, what are you doing here? Like, yeah. But okay, fine. That's a topic for another video. I hope you do enjoyed this long rant video about Hermes. I'm sorry that this video got so long. Please do consider subscribing. Not all my videos are this long, but I just wanted to get it out there to the public that this was my experience. And I do realize if this is your first ever designer experience, that it would stop you from buying from Hermes. I totally understand, but something inside of me just realizes that it's just the way they work. You have to kind of play the long game, the game of Hermes, in order to get, their appreciation and the customer support that you deserve. It's just how I think how they operate. Now, please leave a comment down below, please. I'm very interested in seeing and hearing your stories of what you experienced at Hermes, purchasing online or purchasing at a boutique. It doesn't matter. I just want to see how you got treated, and if you had a similar experience like I did, or if you got treated completely different. Let me know. This was Apophis signing out.